Hey, what's going on, everybody? Back with another one. We're going to talk a little bit about Ivan Pace Jr., the undrafted rookie linebacker slash defensive end. Not sure where he's going to fit in with the Minnesota Vikings, but I do got a small comparison or a massive comparison, depending on how you want to look at it. Now, again, this is just optimistic talking right here. This is just an optimistic Viking talking right now from the heart and from the mind, and hopefully things can work out in the grand scheme of things. Hopefully, the kid can actually perform to the level of, that's right, London Fletcher. Now, if you look at it, London Fletcher was also 5'9", and last I checked, is London Fletcher weighs about like 10 more pounds than what Ivan Pace weighs right now. So that's all muscle mass, and London Fletcher picked up on some muscle while he was in the NFL. And yeah, I mean, from what I've seen in the highlights, Ivan Pace, he can play like London Fletcher. I mean, London Fletcher was a 4-time Pro Bowler, and I want to say second team All Pro multiple times. The only reason he wasn't All Pro first team was because he played in the same time span as probably the greatest middle linebacker of all time, Ray Lewis. So, you know, London Fletcher, you can stack up the stats, London Fletcher versus Ray Lewis, and they're damn near neck and neck. They're damn near right next to each other. The only difference is Ray Lewis is well more known. He was honestly more popular. He was drafted, whereas London Fletcher was just like our boy Ivan Pace Jr. They were both undrafted, Ivan Pace and London Fletcher. Now, am I saying he's going to be the next London Fletcher, Ivan Pace? Do I think he's going to be the next London Fletcher? Fingers crossed on that one. I could only hope we could only hope that he becomes the next London Fletcher. And if Brian Asamoah turns out to be as good as he played last year, the flashes that he showed, especially in that regular season game against the New York Giants where he forced a fumble and recovered it, the guy's got some flashes. I really like the guy Brian Asamoah. And if we put Ivan Pace next to Brian Asamoah throughout the season, and then get rid of Jordan Hicks, because I don't see Jordan Hicks. If the Vikings really looked at Jordan Hicks as a long-term solution, they would have had him and sign a long-term deal. They signed him to a one-year deal, and that's just showing you signs that they got this guy, Ivan Pace. He was on the radar. They did not waste no time on going after Ivan Pace, and I'm happy that the Minnesota Vikings got somebody that looks like he's hungry as him, somebody that's as starving as Ivan Pace. And if he doesn't make the actual active roster, he can make not the practice squad, but the special teams. I can see him actually performing really, really well in the practice. I keep wanting to say practice, but the special teams. The special teams, everybody's forgetting about how great the special teams was, from the field goal kicker, from the punt to the punter to the gunners to everybody on that whole entire unit. Now, could Ivan Pace really make a name for himself his first year as a rookie on the special teams? Absolutely, absolutely. Heat-seeking missile, man, forget about it. I think that's where Ivan Pace is going to end up playing his first year and a half, maybe 2 years is going to be on special teams. And if he really plays really, really well, we've seen with Minnesota Vikings special teamers, once they shine on special teams, they take it up a notch. Look what happened with Duke Shelley. Nobody knew that Duke Shelley was a Minnesota Viking last year until he made that one play against Dawson Knox against the Buffalo Bills. And that was a play right before Patrick Peterson had the game-sealing interception. So Duke Shelley actually performed really well, and he was on the practice squad for the Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings always come up with great players off the practice squad and like guys that are undrafted. Hence, Adam Thielen, Stephon Diggs was like a 5th round pick. And to take it a step further, there's been great players that have not been drafted. I've already said Adam Thielen. Brock Purdy was one pick away from being an undrafted rookie. The list goes on and on. You guys can easily do the research just like me. The only difference is I'm talking about it in front of a camera, and you guys can do the same thing. Just you can Google search undrafted, world famous, however you want to look it up. Big name free agents that became something like Kurt Warner in the NFL. You could look up a whole bunch of players that were undrafted. Now, does that mean that I keep going back? I'm like waffling back and forth. Does that mean that Ivan Pace is going to be the next London Fletcher? I don't know. Could he be better? Possibly. But is he going to be the same? More than likely, he could be just like London Fletcher. London Fletcher was a stud. If you guys don't know who London Fletcher is, go look up his highlights right here on YouTube or on Facebook or anywhere you can find London Fletcher highlights. Google search the man, look at his stats, compare them next to Ray Lewis, and you will see that he was really, really good. He was just like Ray Lewis. The stats might be off by like a few tackles, maybe 100 tackles or something like that, but London Fletcher was an absolute beast. And yeah, let's hope that as Viking fans, let's hope that that our boy Ivan Pace can actually perform. Special teams first year, I see a lot of special teams. He's gonna tear it up on special teams. I see that's where he's gonna make a mark, and then he's gonna take off in year 2. Especially if we're going to keep the 3-4, we're going to find a spot for him. He's going to come in, and then DJ Wanham, if he doesn't perform up to the level that he hasn't been showing all that, like the signs of being a starter on a 3-4. Then the Neil Hunter, if we trade him, you never know. So him being on the special teams is going to be a good thing his first year. So year 2, let's see where he's at. In a year's time, we're gonna see what we think about Ivan Pace. Is he still gonna be on the Minnesota Vikings? I don't know. You guys let me know. And that's all I got for you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. And if you didn't, hey, you know what? I'm gonna keep grinding, keep pushing the weight. I'm gonna keep pushing and grinding. On to the next video, baby. Skull Vikings. Be back with another one tomorrow. Skull.